What's up, Bulldog Nation? I'm Hailey Tucker for SWOSU Athletics, and today I'm going to be starting my new segment called Hangin' with Hailey. My first ever guest on the show is going to be head rodeo coach Mike Visnieski. Coach, welcome this early morning. How are you doing today?
Good. Your first show. What a pleasure.
I know. But let's talk about this weekend, the 46th Annual SWOSU Rodeo. What does that mean to you and your team?
Well, it's a privilege to be able to do it. It's a huge tradition here. We're really, we take a lot of pride. The team takes a lot of pride in putting this on. Winning Rodeo of the Year, for 3 years since I've been here has just been, something that I'm really proud of. But I'm proud that the team, you got to have a group of people that wants that. So, everything that we can do, the fine details to make this thing, great for the spectators, great for the contestants. It's really fun to do.
And we were talking about before our interview right now, how you get everything together, how the student athletes have to participate in helping with the rodeo. Talk about that a little bit, because I found that super interesting.
Yeah, it's about a 6-month process to, from start to finish with putting on the rodeo. And, as far as the team goes, they compete, obviously in the rodeo, but we are responsible for, working it and putting it on everything inside the arena. So we have, about half the team during each performance in each of the slacks, actually working. So, and it's not a kind of stand around deal. I mean, they're busy the whole time. They have to pay attention. We want that thing to flow. And it's not that we're in a hurry or nothing, but we just want to get it done. We want it to be smooth. And, and that just makes it more enjoyable for everyone. So they might work 4 or 5 different jobs on that deal. So, they might have to learn something really quick. If they're a freshman, the freshmen, we kind of tend to put them in there. They might work a little bit more than anybody. But anyway, they have to stay focused because they have to compete, but they're excited to do it. So it's we got a really strong group this year. I'm telling you, they take ownership over whatever they're doing, and that's all I could ask for as a coach.
Well, heading back into last week with this strong group, Lagasse, Melvin, Hatchell, Simmons, they all had great performances last weekend. Talk about them individually and what you expect from them this weekend at our rodeo.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything less than for them to be, to be ready, to be focused, and give 110%. And that's all I ask for them. I mean, this group, they practice. I couldn't ask for them to prepare any more than they do. And so they enjoy practicing, they work hard, and it's like, okay, when you get there, like I said, all I can ask for you to do is to be focused and, let's accomplish the mission. And they do. And really, the whole team is like that. And so, Paul, this is his first year here. He's a transfer from Weatherford College. He's actually a senior here. He's been, really leading the way in the Bulldog, and he's 3rd currently, I think, in the region. So, they take the top 3 to the college finals, and or you got to be in the top 3 to qualify, and he's right there so far. Taylor Lagasse, and Alex Phelps in the team rope, and they're 4th right now, and it's really tight. So, it'll come down to the last rodeo in most of these events, but they're right there. For a qualification for the college finals. Nathan Hatchell, he is a junior, and he was out this fall with an injury. He had surgery right before school started, so he didn't get to compete in the fall. But we got him back, and he's coming up there. I think he's 6th right now, so he's really jumping up there really fast, and I wouldn't expect anything less. So he has a really good shot at qualifying. Stacy Bailey's really coming along. She's qualified twice in the barrel racing, and she's coming along there in the breakaway roping. That was really, she really got to show what she's about this past weekend in Garden, and I'm really happy for her. We got 4 girls in the top 12 in the goat tying. And 3 freshmen, Winter Williams, Shelby Langford. Winter's 5th, Shelby 6th. Sierra Meadows is 7th. And Ricky Cones is 11th or 12th. So it's right in there. But really, any of those girls could qualify for the college finals. It's going to come down to the last rodeo in Panhandle. And the teams, and I like to explain this because, the teams really don't totally reflect on what everybody's doing and placing, because you can only pick 4 girls. And they, if just say, and that deal's on me, because if I pick 4 girls for the points team and they don't score, but I have 5 or 6 other girls that score, we don't get any team points. So it's really, it's kind of like betting in a horse race, because we got so much talent, on both ends that, it's kind of difficult sometimes to pick. But they're all doing a good job. You got to have a defense to win. So, if somebody's not on the points team, it really doesn't matter. It's like you got to score to create that separation. And they all own that. And the women are 3rd right now, and they just keep climbing up there. I think we were 5th before going into Garden, and they got some momentum. They're hungry. They want to win, and I mean, it's just really fun to be around that kind of group, because they're like that every day. It's really fun.
Oh, intense, I'm sure.
Yeah. and I mean, how that's like to be on that kind of team. So the men, we're 7th in the men. It's going to be really difficult to to qualify as a team, but I'm looking right now with Paul. He's sitting really well in the steer wrestling. Alex Phelps in the team roping, and he's been coming along in the steer wrestling as well. And then Nathan Hatchell in the bull riding. Right now, those 3 guys have a really good chance at making it. So if we get 3 guys qualified and then a women's team, I'll be really happy.
Yeah, and so will SWOSU.
Yeah.
SWOSU will be really happy. But you talked about goat tying a little bit, which that's super interesting to me, because I know last time we talked, I asked you about bull riding and how do you practice that. So how do you practice goat tying? I mean, do you have a goat on standby at your practice, or is it a little dummy? I mean, what happens there?
Well, if people practice different ways, but if you just want to look generally, you can have like a dummy, some kind of equipment, and to back up a little bit, I love the goat tying because it's a very gritty physical event. You don't have to have $100,000 horse to do it, and he's pretty much just got to run in a straight line and run fast. So if you break it up into sections, you got like your flank and tie. So the girls will practice flanking and tying. And then the other part is stepping off your horse and getting to the goat. Okay, so we have like a trailer type thing that we pull with the 4-wheeler. It's called the buckskin pony.
Okay.
And you put a saddle on it, and you can it's nice and consistent. You can take it 5 mile an hour. You can take it 25 mile an hour, and they can practice stepping off of that. And then obviously, or also the flank and tie, like that tie has to be sharp. When they get their hands on that goat, like it has to be like 3 seconds or less if they're even gonna, if they hang there for a second, they're out. Mm-hmm. And just like at Garden City, I'm trying to remember from first to second, because Shelby was a 7-2, and she won the long round. One of our girls, Shelby Langford, and then the last, I think it was an 8-3, was last hole out of 10. So just a second separated the top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's that quick. So there's really, there's no room for error. That tie has to be done to where it's just like tying your shoe. You don't think about it as that easy. And all that is reps. So it's just grind. Just grind. And, another thing that I've seen, if, a very disciplined strength and conditioning program to get them faster, because the faster they can ride their horse down there and get off controlled, the faster they're going to be. So we've had girls that, you know, they didn't ride their horse as fast as they could run, and then after a couple of years they're like, well, my horse isn't running, and it's like, no, you can ride him as fast as he can run and step off, because you're stronger and faster. And then that shaved time, and you know, ultimately they start winning. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. But talk about a little bit this weekend. Talk about how the fans contribute to your team's success, and how rodeo is such an important sport with SWOSU, and how people need to go out and just experience the SWOSU Rodeo this weekend.
Well, like I said, it's a tradition here. You know, not very many towns have that, where you have, you know, like close to 50 years of rodeo tradition. And so, you know, with that, we want to keep that strong. There's a lot of people that come. I mean, it's another thing too is the team. They're proud to put this on and compete here, and they only get to do it once a year. And so it's like, man, like they all can't wait. Like, we didn't shut down till 10 o'clock last night, because, you know, it's like we want to get everything just right, because we want to make a good showing in front of the fans. And so, you know, the more support, you know, we have from our fans, and, you know, the student body, you know, even if you're not a rodeo fan, it's like, please come out and support your Bulldogs, because they cannot wait to nod their head and compete for you. And, you know, I appreciate that too. And we have, you know, a huge support system here in Weatherford, and even from the surrounding communities, you know, like people from Carnegie, Mountain View, Thomas, Hydro, you know, they're all like, oh, we can't wait to come out and watch. So, you know, the weather's going to be nice this weekend. It's going to be a little windy, but it's going to be warm, and you know, we just appreciate any support.
Well, windy Weatherford. That you guys are used to it.
Oh, yeah.
But Coach, thank you so much for coming and being my first ever guest on this. I'm really honored that it was you, and we love talking to you every single time.
Thank you, Hailey.
Thanks. And wish your rodeo girls and guys good luck this weekend, and good luck this weekend, Coach. Hope you guys get first place.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.